Okay, girls, welcome to tonight's fifth mentoring call. I am excited to have you all here. I am very proud of each of you for making these calls a priority. Most of you on this call have made every week. You maybe have missed 1 week out of all of them. So kudos to you for making this a priority to make your business non-negotiable, to plug into the trainings that we have available for you, and to keep your business moving forward. So I'm very proud of all of you for that. Tonight I want to discuss being an Emerald coach, the importance of being an Emerald coach, how you hit Emerald, and what that means for you when you do hit Emerald, okay? So the importance of hitting Emerald is you're gaining momentum in your business, okay? You're creating that solid foundation for your business as you grow your team. So everybody starts with Emerald, right? That's your first rank advancement. That means that you are starting to grow your own team underneath you. And really, the foundation of this business, you guys, is hitting Emerald and helping your coaches continue to hit Emerald as well. So as you hit Emerald and then they hit it, you're going to rank advance and your business is going to grow as well. So I want to show, I'm going to screen share here because we do have some newbies and I want to be very clear. Can you guys see my screen okay? Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, Donna. So, okay. To make it really simple for the first one, this is what an Emerald coach is, okay? So you are here, and then you have a coach on your left, and then you're going to have a coach on your right, okay? Your strong leg, like let's say this is you, and I'm up here, and you're on my right leg. Then any coaches that I sign up are going to go on this side underneath you, and that would become your strong leg, okay? But just because you have coaches going underneath you, yes, it's helping your business, but that is not going to help you rank advance. Your coaches to rank advance have to be personally sponsored coaches, which means you're enrolling them underneath you, okay? So in order for you to be an active Emerald, you have to be active with 50 PV or more. So what does that mean? You're either purchasing 50 volume points, which is about $50 depending on what you're getting, or you're selling 50 PV every month, okay? You have a 5-week rolling status that you can meet that 50 PV requirement. Then you have one personally sponsored coach on your left and one personally sponsored coach on your right that are also active. Those people have to be active and have to remain active with the 50 PV just like you so that you can be an active Emerald coach, okay? Does that make sense? If anybody has any questions, I want you guys to unmute yourself and just chime in so that we can do this as a learning process. I want you to ask questions as you have them because this is the foundation of your business. So it's very important that you understand this early in the game so that you can grow your business, okay? So our goal is to enroll 2 personally sponsored coaches. And that would get you to Emerald, okay? I'm gonna go to another picture here that shows you just kind of an idea. So, and this is actually a photo that is in our team page. But just to visualize, I'm a very visual person and I like to see things written out in graphs. And there's actually even graphs that you can print out and write names so that you can check off like where you are in your business, because sometimes looking at your sponsorship drill down can be a bit confusing when you start growing your team. So this right here would show you, okay, this is a coach that's not active. This is an active coach. So the majority of you on the call right now, this is where you are at, okay? You are an active coach, you have your 50 PV or more for the month, and you're active. Then we have our active Emerald, which is like I just showed you. This is you, and you're in green because you're now an Emerald because you have one personally sponsored coach that's active on your left and one personally sponsored coach that's active on your right. I'm not going to go into these too much, but just to kind of visualize, this is what you need to do to grow your team. So the next step is Ruby, and then after Ruby is an active Diamond, okay? And it just so you can kind of visualize where you want to be and how you grow your team to reach these different rank advancements. A lot of people usually skip Ruby because once you get to Emerald and you start enrolling coaches, going Diamond is really the next step. Some people do go Ruby, but usually when you get to that point, you flip over to Diamond pretty quickly. Okay? So do we have any questions so far? No? Okay, cool. So I'm going to go back to just kind of explaining a couple things for you girls. So how to reach Emerald. So there's a few different ways that we can do this, okay? The first way is going to be creating a list of your rock stars, like creating a list of the people who are your family, your best friends, the people that you really admire in life. Like, who are those people that they have qualities that make you want to reach out to them and you want them on your team because they're go-getters, they're passionate, they maybe are into health and fitness, they maybe want to lose weight, they maybe really need this opportunity, you guys. Maybe they really are a great person, but they're surrounded by a lot of negativity, they're surrounded by people who are bringing them down, maybe they're really financially unstable and they could really use this positive community of people to uplift them and to help give them some more financial stability, okay? So going through your mind and writing out a list of people, and every month creating a new list of people to reach out to invite to the coaching opportunity, because realistically, we should be sharing this opportunity with at least 2 people a day. Think about what you want out of this business. Think about where you see, what's your vision? Like, where do you see yourself going? Can you imagine that when you reach your vision, your dream, if you didn't tell your best friend about this opportunity, how pissed they're going to be at you? Like, okay, let's say it's not for them and they decide they never want to get on board. That's perfectly fine if you share it with them. But what if you never share it with them and you start doing really well, you're in a great positive place, you're living up a life full of passion and purpose, and you've never shared that opportunity with them? Would you be pissed at your friend if they did the reverse to you? If they left you out on this amazing opportunity to be surrounded by a great community of people who are going to uplift you and push you forward and tell you to pursue your dreams and to live with passion and purpose. So focus on that. Don't focus on what if they say no or what if they think I'm crazy. Who cares? Like, if you don't ask, it's always going to be no. But if you ask, it's a yes or a no, right? It's for them to decide, not for us to decide if this is for them or not. So creating that list of people who you admire certain qualities about them that make you want to reach out to them to add them to your team, okay? So that's one way. The next way is by inviting people into challenge groups. They start out as clients. As they're in challenge groups, they stand out. Maybe they're posting a lot. Maybe they're encouraging the other girls. Maybe they're posting a lot of recipes. Letting them get a feel for what we're doing as coaches. They're already doing it. And that's when you reach out and just edify them. Tell them how amazing they're doing in the group and how they're such an inspirational part of the group. They're great motivation. The other girls really respond well to them. They're engaging. And just share with them, have you ever considered doing what I do? And they're already doing it. If they're that active in the group, they're already doing what we do as coaches. Okay? So reaching out to those rockstar challengers who are just killing it and really active, engaging people in your groups. Okay? So that's your second way. The third way is going to be, which actually should be your first, but it's just the order in which I wrote them on my list so I didn't forget, is family members and your spouse. So I understand that, especially if finances are tight, that it is challenging to enroll a husband or a boyfriend and maybe even a family member. But I can tell you this. It was not easy for me at first. My dad, I couldn't afford, when I first started, for PJ to be on Shakeology and for me to be on Shakeology. So my dad would get PJ's bag every month, and he would just pay me the $100 so that way his account stayed active. I was growing his business, and then my dad was getting his Shakeology that he wanted. Then as my business grew, my dad signed up as a coach underneath me, and PJ gets his own bag of Shakeology that we pay for now. So there's ways around it. You can also push one sale through your spouse's account to keep them active. But let me tell you this, enrolling them as soon as possible is the smartest thing that you can do in this business, because you're creating a long-term residual income through your spouse's account or through your boyfriend or girlfriend or family member. Maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your dad, maybe it's a sister. Whatever that looks like for you and your family, you're creating a place where you can piggyback. You're making an income through their account, which then is helping generate income under your account, and you're basically getting double dipping on one sale. So I strongly encourage you to do that sooner than later. And enrolling them. For me, I have my husband as my first coach on my right leg. My mom is one of my coaches, and so is my dad. And it is totally my plan that as my business grows, I'm going to then grow their business and help them with their retirement. So that's another thing that you can look at it, is helping them, giving back to your parents because they've always given to you. And I don't know if that's something that's on your goal list or not, but for me, it is. My dad works his butt off and has no retirement. His retirement is when he sells his business off. So for me to think ahead a little bit, I know that a lot of successful coaches do that. And how amazing would that be if I can grow his business to just be enough that, even if it's $2,000 a month or whatever, it's something that he can live off of and have that little bit of extra money. So that's another way to look at it as well, okay? But definitely getting your family and your spouse on board as soon as possible is going to help in the long run. Because if we'll go back to the screen share really quick so that you can visualize this. Okay, so I'm here, right? And PJ's here. He's the first green guy. Imagine if all these people had several people on their team, okay? And I didn't sign him up until here or further on down the road. He would be losing out on all of this volume on his leg, okay? Which I totally understand if it's a little bit confusing right now, but basically this is a lot of residual income that you would be missing out on all these coaches that were signed above you. So to get them up here at the top of your business as your foundation is going to be the smartest thing to do. Plus it gives you control, okay? So it gives you control of another account and growing your business that way as well. Another way that you can invite to the coaching opportunity is through Facebook or social media posts. I encourage you to do this 1 to 2 times a week. 2 times is great, but I understand if your posting schedule, maybe you're not posting quite as often yet, definitely getting at least 1 in a week. And the 2 different posts that I encourage you to do is going to be 1, what this business has done for you or what you see this business doing for you financially. So more of a direct post. I'm inviting you to join me, or I'm looking for one person who's sick and tired of making, just barely making ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck, blah, blah, blah. Then the second post would be more of a lifestyle post, something where you're sharing what has changed for you, what you see changing for you, whether it's the community of people or the opportunity to travel. It's more of an indirect post, and you're not necessarily giving a call to action to like join your team at the bottom. It's more of just, this is what I have been able to do, and sharing that opportunity with people. Something else that, oh, her name just slipped my memory. Dang it. She's on the Bombshell Dynasty. I cannot think of what her name is right now. She actually made a list of all of the objections that she's ever had, or the objections that she had when she went to enroll as a coach. And she puts them out there on social media as her post. She addresses pyramid scheme, she addresses not having enough time, whatever objections that she's ever come across in her business, she will almost rebuttal them, in a subtle way on social media posts. So it's not it's almost like giving her more credibility. She's not just telling people, well, this isn't a pyramid scheme, you know, one-on-one. She's actually putting it out there on social media so people know, like, look, this is not a pyramid scheme. If it were, you know, basically the government has their head up their butt, whatever, you know, she's putting it all out there so that people can see that she's not just telling them personally this, she's putting it out there for everybody to see. Okay. So those are 2 posts that I would definitely, the indirect post as far as social media. And then just personally inviting, making sure you're hitting those 2 people every day, and inviting them on a personal level. And the other one that I didn't put is our What is Coaching call. So another way is through events, like that I make the event for that What is Coaching call, inviting people to that, and just going through your friends list. Don't invite everybody. If you really wouldn't want to work with somebody, don't invite them to it. You know what I mean? Like if you don't like their attitude, or they're kind of a negative Nancy or something like that, you obviously don't want them on your team. They're going to be more work than what it's worth, even though you really want to get to Emerald and that excites you. You don't want to be ripping your hair out either. So invite the people that you maybe have said no, but maybe show a little bit of interest, and invite those people to the event. And then you can kind of see if people are watching and what they're doing there as well. Okay. So are we good? Do we have any questions so far? Yeah, Melissa, can you unmute yourself, or you want me to unmute you?
When is the next one of those?
It will always be, this month was a little bit different, but it'll always be the 2nd Wednesday of the month. So that is April 13th, maybe? Yep, April 13th. And I will, I always try to make an event for that about a week ahead of time, so that way people kind of have a heads up. When people either say that they're interested or that they're going, you can reach out to them on a personal level and start conversation. There is a file in our files tab of the group that actually shows you how to converse with somebody when they show interest. And this goes for any post, like on a post and an event. You just have to alter the wording a little bit. That you can reach out to them and say, hey girl, like, how are things going? How are you? Blah, 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 general conversation. I happen to see that you were interested in blah, 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 or that you commented on blah, blah, blah. Can I ask what interests you about that? And just start asking questions.
Okay.
All right, cool. So as you grow to Emerald, some of the benefits that you have is, one, you're growing your business and you're starting to create your foundation. And like I said earlier, basically to advance, rank, and grow in this business, you hit Emerald and you teach your coaches to hit Emerald. That's all you have to do. It's duplication. As you hit Emerald and your coaches underneath you hit Emerald, then that's when you start to rank, advance to Diamond and Star Diamond and so on and so forth. If you can just keep making emeralds, that's where it's all at, you guys, is hitting Emerald. And then teaching your coaches to do the exact same thing that you did. And that's how you will rank, advance. You've got to keep it simple, okay? So you're growing your business. You start to get customer leads. So as you hit Success Club 5, which we've talked about. So if you don't know what that is, I strongly encourage you to Google that and do some research. Success Club 5, along with being Emerald, means you start getting free customer leads. So what is that? Basically, that means when somebody calls off of an infomercial and orders, or now they're calling, now they have, PJ heard Carl Deichler doing a Beachbody on Demand radio ad the other day. So they're starting to roll those out too. So when somebody calls and does BOD on demand for free, they become a customer of Beachbody. But Beachbody wants every single one of their clients to have a coach. So what will happen is they go into a cycle, and you go into a cycle. And as your name comes up on the list, you will get one of those leads. Okay? Those are free customer leads. You don't make any commission on the initial order, but anything they order after the initial is yours. And that's another contact lead, okay? I think Lindsay Matway, who is a multi-star diamond coach and was the #1 coach in 2013, Kelly Hanner, who is making a 6-figure income in our upline Star Diamond, and Tommy Migrant, who is a multi-star diamond and making, he's over $1 million earner. Those 3 people I know of off the top of my head were all customer leads. Customer leads, not even Success Club leads. So wouldn't you like to have one of them as one of your customer leads? So getting to that and start getting those people into your wheelhouse and growing your network and making connections with those people. They're free people to start helping and to help you grow your business. So those are free customer leads. When you start to hit Success Club 10 as an emerald or above, you start getting what is called Success Club leads. And basically it's the same thing. The difference is with the Success Club lead, you earn commission on the initial order. And typically Success Club leads are ordering a significant amount of products. They're not just doing Beachbody on Demand, or they're not just doing a workout program. They're doing a challenge pack. They're doing a bag or 2 of Shakeology along with the boosts. I mean, there's times I've had one Christmas, right before Christmas, some guy bought all the Beachbody stuff, and I had like a $400 order that came in that was a Success Club lead. You earn 25% commission, and that's your customer then until whenever, until they stop using the product or whatever. So definitely reaching out to those people and making connections is vital, okay? So that's a little bit about leads. If you have questions about that, you can either ask now, or if something comes up, you can let me know, because it's a little confusing sometimes between the 2 different, but you start getting leads and free customers to your business. The next thing is your Team Cycle bonuses. So that means that as your team is growing, you no longer make commission on your coaches, okay? So like as you guys order, I don't make commission on you because you're coaches and you're taking that 25%, okay? Because you get to save the 25%. But what happens is as you have volume going underneath you from either your purchases, your customers, or your team, that helps our team volume to go up. And as that goes up, then we earn what's called a Team Cycle bonus. And that basically means your residual income. So if you're an emerald, it's $14 a cycle. Let's just we'll do a screen share here. I believe I have my, okay, so my volume. So to kind of help you out here, so for a Team Cycle bonus, like I said, for emerald, it's $14 a cycle, okay? In order to cycle, let's get rid of this little guy here. In order to cycle, you need to have 300 PV, okay? So Melissa, can you see this okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so on the right, you'll see that I have like 7,900 volume points. This is obviously my strong leg. Can you all see that? Because there's almost 8,000 compared to 1,000 on this side. So this is my strong leg. This is the same leg that Kelly shares with me. So I have a lot of volume here. I then have just over 1,000 on my left leg for this week. So what this means is you have to have 300 points. Let's see if we can do a little annotation here. Okay, so 1 cycle equals 300. Sorry, this is kind of difficult to do, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it work, okay? So that means 100 to 200. So it doesn't matter which one is your strong leg, and sometimes it can change. It's pretty unlikely that it will, but if it happens to, it just means that whichever one is higher is going to be your strong leg, and that's the one that they're going to take 200 points from, okay? They will then take 100 points from your weak leg. So does anybody have a guess on how many times I can cycle, being that there's just over 1,000 points on my weak leg? Just a guess. Did you say 10?
Yeah, if they only take 100 each time, right?
Yep. Yep. So that's right. So I can cycle 10 times if the volume stays the same here. So what does that look like? So if you were an Emerald coach, it'd be 14 times 10, right? Which would be $140 just because your team is growing. That doesn't have anything to do with your commissions. That doesn't have anything to do with your people that are continually buying Shakeology or Home Direct or anything like that. That's just off of your team. Now, without trying to be too confusing, but just to kind of give you an idea, the goal here would to make this weak leg over here exactly half of this, right? Because then I would be matching, I would be cashing in on my maximum volume every single week. Does that make sense? Because you take 200 from this side and you take 100 from this side. So to actually maximize your weekly income, if you can have one side be exactly half the volume points, so this needs to be more like 35, well, a little bit more than 35, would be 7,900 divided by 2, be like 3,900. Then I would completely cash in every week if this weak volume here were half of the strong volume on this side. Does that make sense? Or did I lose you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Everybody else today? I can only see Melissa right now. Does that make sense, you guys? Yeah? Okay. So at Emerald, you're at $14. So like I said, at 10 cycles, you would earn $140. At Diamond, it's 18. So what's 18? That'd be 180 bucks just off of your team, and that's for 1 week. Okay? So that's your team cycle bonus. That's really where you get into your residual income, because let's be honest, like if you're going to make this your full-time income, you want to be able to retire early, you want to make 6 figures, whatever that looks like for you, whatever your goals are, that's not going to happen. I mean, it could if you hustle your hiney off just on commission alone. You would have to hustle hard if you wanted to make that kind of income just on your 25% commission and getting new people constantly. So the idea of growing your team and starting to grow that volume is really going to help your business grow. Okay. And then we already talked about the duplication. So, and it helps you to gain momentum. You know, you start to build that confidence and that leadership persona as you start enrolling people underneath you. And it kind of forces you to step up and to kind of step out of your comfort zone and start doing things that you maybe wouldn't normally do. But it helps you and pushes you to be better. And it pushes you to grow. So, making a list of where I would start tonight or tomorrow morning is starting to create that list of people that you know. If you have your list and you're working on that right now, who are the people that you want on your team aside from your spouse or, you know, your sister or brother or whoever is closest to you, so that you can start growing your business tomorrow. Okay. Okay, girls. Lay it on me. Got questions? I know that that's some pretty heavy stuff, and if you have questions, please ask. There are also some really great videos that you can watch about the volume, but and honestly, that took me a long time to understand the volume part, so I hope I didn't lose you when I was trying to explain that. And if I did, I apologize. Just shoot me a message and be like, okay, you have to explain that again, which is perfectly fine. I would be happy to do that. But that's really where you're going to start growing your business and really creating a good residual income for yourself. Okay? You have any questions? No, nobody? Yes.
All right, it's kind of more of a future reference question. You talked about leads in different, I mean, obviously these aren't people that you're choosing, they're not people that you know. Mm-hmm. So say you get, you know, some older gentleman who you don't have anything in common with, and it's just not really in your market, the people that you would normally keep on your team. So how do you keep in contact with them and keep that relationship, to keep them as your customer, or to get them on your team even as a coach? How do you like develop that?
Well, I reach out to those people on a personal level. I usually start by texting. I used to do email, but let's be honest, how many of us really check our email anymore? Like, you might sift through it and you pretty much junk everything, right? So I wasn't getting a lot of response that way. So what I do is, for free customer leads, is I send them a text so long as I have their phone number, which most of the time they do provide the phone number. If it happens to be a landline, I do try and call and leave a message as well. But for those people, it's usually I'm trying to friend them on Facebook if they're not friends, and then I just check in with them. I do usually plug them into a like my ongoing group, just to start getting them involved. And then some of them, it's more of just a texting or emailing back and forth. For the people who are maybe older or aren't as comfortable being in a challenge group or social media type setting, I really just figure out whatever works best for them and, help them along the way. When it is a Success Club lead, I take a bit more time with those people, and I will text them, and then I also send them a handwritten thank you note along with my business card, and I look at whatever Shakeology recipe that they got, and I send them my favorite recipe for that particular flavor. And for both, as long as I connect with them either social media or email, I'm also sending them my free meal plan. So it's just, it's the same, even though they're not necessarily your target market, they still need some guidance, and they still need somebody to kind of help them when they have questions. And I just let them know that, sometimes they don't want to really have any contact. That doesn't happen very often. I've only had maybe a handful of those people. And I just let them know, okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm not here to bother you. I'm just here to let you know that if you have any questions or if there's anything I can do to help, that's what I'm here for.
Okay. Yeah, no, that is helpful. It can be kind of confusing when you don't know or have anything maybe in common. So
yeah,
that's helpful.
Yeah, one of our girls that's in our team, she doesn't say much, but she was a customer lead to PJ's account. She's now a discount coach, and she doesn't say much. She was really active in a group at one point, but she's still doing her Shakeology, and she reaches out to me every now and then when she needs. I make sure I check in with her. But she became a discount coach out of it. So, if you can help keep them plugged in and just make sure that they're getting the support that they need and that Beachbody would want them to have, that's the whole reason that they give them to us, is to make sure they're getting the support that they need. Then you're doing your job.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions, girls? Who's going Emerald? Every single one of you should raise your hand, gosh darn it. You should be like, woo, me, I'm gonna go. Don't get discouraged if you didn't do it right off the bat. It took me a little while to do it. Like I said, I struggled with signing PJ because we really were living paycheck to paycheck, but I figured out a way to make it work by using my dad to take his bag until we could make things work. So there's always a way around it. And you can always push one sale through them. Like if you have somebody that just wants to buy the 3-day refresh, or they just want to buy a workout program or something like that, you can just push one sale through them once a month, so that way you keep that account active. Okay. But, get yourself to Emerald, you guys, because you're going to start building that volume as well. Like, not just the volume from your team, but because our team is growing so quickly, all those coaches that are signing on after you enroll those people are helping to grow that volume. So just to give you an idea, like you saw that my 1 week is 9,000 or whatever, or 7,900 or whatever it was from Kelly's, from my strong leg. I have over 300,000 volume points racked up from the time that I went Emerald until today. So as my business grows, I'm maximizing on that income that's just money sitting in the bank. I know that it's volume points, but think of it as money sitting in the bank that is waiting for you to grow your team so that you can capitalize on that. So that's already happening for you guys. Like that, as the team's growing, that's already happening. It's already there. That's why when I put you guys all in a message and said, hey, these are the people that are helping your business grow. You're a lefty, you're a righty, whatever you are. make friends with those people, become accountability partners with those people, because those are the people that when they enroll a coach, they are helping your business grow. Okay, so work together, use that thread to say, hey, like, let's step it up, you guys, let's work together. Maybe we can do a challenge group together, whatever you want to do. But if you start using each other to as accountability partners and pushing each other, you're only going to help each other's business grow. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any other questions? No, I got a little winded, so tonight we're just gonna just bypass the how you did this week. If you could just all please tonight or tomorrow, no later than tomorrow night, just shoot me a private message and let me know how you did, what your strength was for this past week, what your struggle was, and what I can help you with further. Okay. Okay, and I promise I will get to them tomorrow afternoon. I have over 30 messages in my inbox. I started working on them tonight or this afternoon, and I got down to 27 because every time I would message one, it was just kind of crazy. So I'm working on getting caught up. I'm not ignoring any of you if you messaged me. I just have a lot in my inbox right now. So I'm working my way through that as well. But let me know what you're struggling with, what you feel like you did really well with this week. And if you haven't yet sent me your goals, I'm still waiting on a couple of you guys to send me your goals so that way I can help you with that too. Okay? All right, girls, thank you so much for being on the call tonight, and have a great night. Tomorrow night is our team call, and Lori is going to be leading that for us. So make sure 8:30 tomorrow night you are ready for the team call, okay? All right, love you all. Have a good night.